Hello everyone and welcome back to CFB25. We are here fully underway in our conference schedule now, and we have a few new conference opponents who we didn't play last season on the docket, one of which is today, and that is San Jose State. We didn't take on San Jose State last season, and now we get to face them for the first time at home at least, so maybe it'll be a bit easier of a game. The games have been a bit tougher, at least for me playing and recording-wise. I gotta lock in. But as far as the game goes, things have been going well for your Aggies. We did pretty well in conference play. The only game that we slipped up in was a 13 to, 19 point loss to Texas A&M, which I guess is to be expected since they were ranked significantly higher than we were. I don't think it was really a realistic scenario in which we were winning that game. But hey, man, we got pretty close. I mean, we didn't get embarrassed or anything like that. So I guess I'll take some pride in that. But we are fully underway in the easier parts of our conference schedule, so we need to lock in here. So on 3rd and inches, we're going to hand it off to Robert Briggs Jr., gaping hole up the middle of the field, and he's going to get brought down on the logo. So from our own 45 on 1st and 10, Forrest Brock's going to drop back, try and hit something across the middle, and he finds an open receiver who's brought down just inside the 35-yard line. So a couple plays later on 3rd and 4, got to pick up just a little bit here, and we're going to go for the end zone, a deep ball, and of course in double coverage, Tevin Wills cannot come down with that football. So we're going to bring out Sergio Valencia to try and knock home a pretty long field goal, and I don't even know why I bother. I don't even know why I even include it. I should just cut it and say, you know what, we tried a field goal, it didn't work, instead of you guys getting to watch me hilariously miss field goals ad nauseum. So San Jose State now with the ball. We've already got a 3rd down forced for them. They only need 1 yard, however, and it looks like they are going to get it as they pick up the first and a couple more. This running back proving to be a very tiny problem early on. But on 1st and 10 for San Jose State, it's a wide open throw here. We had, I think J.D. Davis was in the vicinity and just kind of ran right into him. It was weird. He wasn't paying attention. So another 3rd down, though, forced for San Jose State. The pressure is coming on, and it doesn't quite get home as they pick up the 1st down, and the hilarious Olay dive ends up in making the tackle. So now in the red zone for San Jose State on another 3rd and short. They're going to throw right for the 5-yard line. There was a receiver there waiting for it, and it was a good job by our defender to break up that pass. Now incomplete. So on 4th and 4, San Jose State's going to go for a field goal, and their kicker is clearly not as inept as I am, so they nail it through and take a 3-0 lead here at home. So on our next drive here on 3rd and 9, another 3rd down situation, this time a longer situation. We're going to throw for the sideline, and an amazing catch is made. I couldn't see what receiver that was, but it was an amazing grab. So on 1st down, we're going to go back to old reliable, running the football, and Robert Briggs Jr. picks us up just enough for another 1st down to get us in San Jose territory. But on another 3rd down situation, we got to get rid of it quick, and we throw again for the sideline, and a toe drag catch is made by Otto Tia. Somehow he stays in bounds, but he gets us inside the 15-yard line of an amazing catch on 3rd and 4, and that will end the first quarter as we are now driving towards the end zone. So we have completely controlled this game in the first quarter of play, but our first drive came up short, and now we haven't scored on this drive yet, so hence the scoring difference. So on a 3rd and 1, we're going to go with a jet touch pass to Otto Tia, and of course he can find just enough space to get into the end zone, and we score our first touchdown of the day here. Our first touchdown at home, and I don't know how many weeks, man. When's the last time we were home? It feels like it's been forever since we've been home. Or no, we were home with Charlotte. There we go. See, now I remember. I was forgetting the Charlotte game. I was thinking that we've just been on the road for 4 straight weeks. But on a 4th and 12, San Jose State has to punt, but hold on. A defender gets a bit too much of the punter. I couldn't tell who that was, if that was Logan Peely or not. It wasn't Peely. But a roughing the kicker is going to set San Jose State up with decent enough field position and, more importantly, a fresh set of downs. So from their own 32-yard line, they're going to hand it off here, finding some open room, throws a man out of his shoes, and gets past the 1st down sticks, and Guerrero has to bring him down from behind. So another 1st and 10 for San Jose State. They're going to stick with the ground game because it seems to be working, and it continues to work for him as J.D. Davis has to make the tackle. So another 1st and 10 now inside Aggie territory. San Jose State's offense will not be stopped, and it continues to not be stopped as they are just running the football very, very well. San Jose State might have found a brand new issue with this Aggie defense, and it's that we cannot stop the run. I know Charlotte did a little bit, but they didn't really see many results from it, so a lot of that was cut out. But we struggled containing Charlotte's run game as well, and San Jose State now is just doing whatever they want. Running back dives for the end zone and gets put in an absolute meat grinder and a sandwich and can't quite get in, but on the very next play there's more than enough open space for the backup running back to get into the end zone, and San Jose State is going to retake the lead. So here we are now late in the first half, struggling against San Jose State, against the Spartans. Are they Spartans or Trojans? Someone's got to let me know. Are they Spartans or Trojans? I think they're Spartans, but either way, San Jose State's offense moved rather quickly, and now we might have a very serious concern on defense trying to stop the run. And now we need to answer back on offense here. Just under 2 minutes left to go on a 3rd and short. Over the middle, we find Otto Tia, who hauls that one in for the 1st down. So on 1st and 10 now in Spartan territory. Forrest Brock dropping back. Those one across the field, tries to hit Grant Page, and that safety was sitting on that route from a mile away. I thought we could get the ball to Grant Page before that safety jumped on the route, but no siree. So that one is picked off. It's the first pick of the day for Forrest Brock. He's already had quite a few on the year as we keep trying to force in these balls around the safeties, and it's just not working. So on a 3rd and 15, San Jose State was just going to try and take this into half, and on a 3rd and 15, they managed to pick it up on the ground with the running back. So now it's a completely new different strategy for San Jose State. They have another 3rd down here with 36 seconds left to go, and the pressure's in his face, and that one is nearly picked off by, I believe it was Selden Jr. We've got 2 14s on defense. We're going to acknowledge this, okay? It might be a glitch, but just hold on for later. But San Jose State is unable to convert, so they have to give us the ball back, and we pick up a beautiful reception that gets us, that doesn't quite flip the field, but it gets us closer now to about midfield. And so we're going to call a timeout and see if we can at least get inside field goal range and maybe tie this game up before half. On 1st and 10, Forrest Brock, another deep one to Grant Page, and that one is picked off again by the same exact safety. So just trying to get a little bit too, aggressive on offense, trying to move the ball here, just desperate for some offense late in this half, and now it ends up in 2 interceptions late in the 2nd quarter. Within just the last 2 minutes, 2 interceptions for Forrest Brock, so that is not going to help out. And as you can see, we're kind of winning things offensively. We got more yards per play than San Jose State does, and we're, of course, outpassing them by quite a bit, but the run game seems to be where they're gashing us a little bit, even though between Robert Briggs Jr. and Corbin Cottle, we're still putting up 86 yards on the ground, so it's not like we're being completely hosed with the ground game. It just seems to be a battle back and forth that we are losing. So coming out of the half very late in the 3rd quarter, it's 3rd and 6 now. Neither offense has been able to do much of anything. Forrest Brock drops way back, and somehow that pass gets fit into a window to Otto Tia, and he hauls that one in under pressure. I don't know how he did that. But on another 3rd and long situation, Brock has to get rid of it again, and this time it's Jack Hystera running the crosser route, and we find him for a 1st down. But another 3rd down. We've been struggling, man, on 1st and 2nd down. Got to make something happen here. Try to get it out to the corner just in time. It gave me control of the receiver. I wasn't prepared for that. Gave me control of Tevin Willis, so he was not in position. But I think Forrest Brock would have airmailed that ball out of the end zone anyway. I don't think there was really a chance for that ball, but that's going to end the 3rd quarter. Here's a brief look at your rankings if you want to see the rankings. South Carolina is number 4 in the country. How on earth is that the case? In year 2. Well, if you plan for that for South Carolina next year, then good on you. So on a 4th and 4, we're going to bring out Valencia to try and knock home another field goal, but this time he is good. So your ball game is now officially tied here at the top of the 4th quarter. So low-scoring affair here at Maverick Stadium. You're not probably used to watching low-scoring affairs, but we have one going on right here, a barn burner between the Spartans and the Aggies' first meeting under Coach Rich Poker. So, again, San Jose State running the ball pretty efficiently here, but on a 2nd and 20, that one is going to get picked off by Avante Dickerson, and there's no one in front of him, and he's going to go into the end zone for a 45-yard pick 6, and that is a humongous boost for this Aggies team, as this offense has pretty much been stagnant since the 2nd quarter here, even causing some turnovers, or giving up some turnovers. So the defense finally comes out big. They've been doing that for a large portion of the season. Remember, we had about 6 turnovers last week against Hawaii in Honolulu. So we haven't heard or seen much of the defense so far. I believe the 2nd and 20 that they had was because of a sack. So defense really came to play on this drive here, a potentially go-ahead drive for San Jose State, where they could have burned and milked a lot of time off the clock. But now the game is completely in our control, and we can afford to give up some points to San Jose State here on this drive, which it looks like they're threatening to do. But pressure in the face again to the quarterback, but he somehow finds an open receiver. I think it was his tight end that he got rid of it to. Now he's going to dump this one off in the flat. Can't make the tackle here, misses it on the dive. The Olay, and the first down has got Ike Larson to make the touchdown-saving tackle, basically. So another 3rd and long for San Jose State. And they're going to shoot for the end zone, and it's another interception. I tried to stay into the end zone, but for some reason it just wants us to leave the end zone. So we're going to have this ball now down at the 1-yard line, unfortunately. Can't be too mad because it is an interception as Harris gets the second one for the day. So we've been able to get a couple of yards of cushion here, but on 3rd and 7, gotta get some movement here. And we find Tevin Willis, who's on a freaking line, and he's got no one behind him, no one in front of him. He's got a couple behind him, but they're not in close enough pursuit. They're not going to catch him, and it's a touchdown for Tevin Willis. A very, very long touchdown. I believe it's going to be marked down as a 97-yard touchdown for Tevin Willis. And I don't know Tevin Willis for his speed necessarily in this receiving core, but man, he had a step on those guys. I said there was no one behind him because even the 2 dudes that were chasing him, there was no way on earth that they were catching up, and I can't believe that. I guess it's because they were putting the linebackers on his back, but hey man, shout outs to the big freshman for his longest touchdown, probably the longest touchdown in the Rich Poker era. I don't think we've had ripped off a big play like that. And that number 8, that was their safety in pursuit, so even he didn't have the speed to catch up. So, but that touchdown would essentially ice the game. San Jose State wouldn't be able to get into the end zone again for the rest of the game. So 24-10 is your score, and yeah, 14 unanswered in the 4th quarter is gonna dispel doom for San Jose State, which is just bizarre, man. That was just a weird game. I told you guys at the beginning of the video that it's been difficult for me playing and recording these videos. I've been struggling a lot for some reason. Just, you know, the things aren't the way they were in year 1 or even in the first couple weeks of the season. Games like the James Madison game and like the UNLV game from earlier seem like just bygone now. I can't even put up numbers like that. Even though we didn't do that bad offensively, we still threw for 348 yards, which is pretty typical for us. We still rushed for over 100 yards as well. I guess the turnovers were really just the big thing, and then trying to stop San Jose State's offense was also kind of a problem. Our run defense looked very, very suspect in this game, and that could very easily be a problem moving forward. I think we've seen some light issues with that in the past. I know Western Kentucky was able to run the ball pretty efficiently. They had a quarterback that could run, which is something we haven't even really schemed for at all in the Mountain West, so that was kind of a big shock for us. Forrest Brock has a pretty terrible day. 52% completion percentage with the 2 picks. Not great. Robert Brooks Jr. just 2 yards shy of hitting 100, but Corbin Cottle gets us over 100 as a team. Otto Tia, of course, leading the way here. And Larry Stevens was also having a pretty monster day as well. But Tevin Willis, the big one here. The one reception he had for almost 100 yards and the touchdown. So that's the oddity of the stats for this game here. Guerrero also had 2.5 sacks. That kind of got edited out here. And we had Mixon as well get a sack and a half. A few other sacks as well, man. There were a lot of sacks. So coming back to the hub here, we have a commitment, a left outside linebacker commitment. He is the only one who's committing. Jimmy Willie. Jimmy Willie or Jimmy Weil? Probably, I'm going to say Jimmy Willie. It's funnier. But we did lose out on a couple of the 4 stars, unfortunately. We still have one on our board that we are looking at. We are second on his board. You're going to have to do some heroics in recruiting in order to get him, but we did lose out on the other 2 4-stars on our board, both of which went to Oregon. So Oregon, let's hope we don't run into them because they're probably going to be a much stronger team because they took our recruits. But Elias Guerrero gets defensive player of the week honors for the conference after his 2.5 sacks and 4 tackles against San Jose State. So and that is going to essentially do it for this video. We're heading the road once again. This time we are heading to Fresno to play the Fresno State Bulldogs. So it's our first meeting ever against Fresno State as head coach of the Aggies. So this game was tough, and Fresno State might be a little bit tougher. They're 3-2. They've already lost their one conference game. San Jose State wasn't that good, but we struggled regardless. So hopefully to see you guys in Fresno when we take on the Bulldogs.